everyone, Santa Dan here, coming to you live from my living room. I was asked to put together a little video to help with designer beard care, so that's what I'm going to do. First thing I just want to mention is that it is super duper essential that you have airtight storage. I picked this little bow box up a couple years ago, and it has proven itself fivefold. So first things first, it has a nice little organizer, so kind of when you're out there traveling and doing what you're supposed to be doing and going to and from, you can see you have your glasses in here. I've got my magic key in here. I've got my makeup in here. I've got extra buttons. I've got my eyebrow stick. And I also have a spare mustache if I need it. So this lays out nice and flat. You can also just store things in here like handy wipes and sanitizer and things like that. So super duper easy to have something as easy like that for storage. Second thing I want to mention when you're talking about designer beard care is that you want to make sure that it's always stored flat. So not only with airtight storage, but having it flat. And the first thing that you really want to do is, when you're storing it and it's not in use during the season, is you really want to hang it up. So typically what I like to do is, a lot of you guys probably have your own mannequin heads and things like that. The only problem with the mannequin heads is that it really doesn't stretch it out and get it as comfortable as you need to. So I like to let it fall. So I usually just typically hang it on a doorknob or hang it somewhere, just to let it kind of settle itself and get out into the open air. From there, once it is fully ready, the next thing that you'll want to do is you want to kind of comb it a little bit. So you take an easy comb. I've got one in here. I'm not quite ready to comb mine yet for the season. But what you'll do is, while it's hanging, actually, just kind of touch it up, fluff it up with your hands, and get the kind of look that you want. Again, I store this, and I'm very particular about how I store this, so it's much easier for me when I start my season out by doing it this way and letting it all kind of fall and get kind of comfortable and get to room temperature as well. In here also, this is where I store my mustaches. I have a nice clean case, so you can see I have an old pair of eyebrows in here, but I have a fresh mustache, and that'll be my starter of the season mustache. Again, airtight, nice and concealed, and ready to go. In addition, I also have my little handy dandy mirror here, so that when I'm out on set somewhere, if I need to spruce myself up or check. And then also in here, a couple little tricks and tips for you. So if your designer beard is getting out of hand, the first thing that you want to do is calm it down, right? So if it's humid out, or if it gets a little too frizzy, I use this stuff that I picked up at CVS. It's just a Stronghold hair gel. And typically, and I was told by the stylist that typically all you want to do is just put some on your fingers and just kind of run it through. Now make sure it's actually on your face and on your head while you're doing so. It's much easier and you can kind of see. So when I do put this on, and I'll show you, and a couple more tricks too I'll show you, but in the meantime, when I do have this guy on, so once I have it set in the chin cup and it's ready, so typically what I'll do is, if I have some frizz, I'll just run some in my hand and I'll just gently calm the beard down. Very nice and easy and simple. Second thing is, a lot of you guys have mentioned, and I've seen some posts online about the straps. So yeah, the straps do come loose over time. You can actually try and fold them and twist them up. But here's a neat little trick that I learned when I first started it. I put the straps on, and as you can see, I have bobby pins here. So what I do is I actually take the bobby pins and secure it to my head. So once I have this on and I have the straps on, and get them as comfortable as I want to get them, I actually take the pins, bind the straps up like this, and it gives us a nice tight feel. And then that way I don't have to use as much glue, if at all. I've never ever personally used any glue on this beard, but when I do, for everything else, I do use the Spirit Gum by Planet Santa. I found that to be the best that's out there. Another little trick I want to show you guys too is that once you do that and you're ready to place your wig or your hat, this little guy is it comes in handy. So this is much easier to use. So what I typically do is, once I have the straps in place, and if I decide to wear a wig for the day, then I take this guy and stick it over top. Tuck this guy up in here nice and tight, okay? And now you can see I have a nice, secure, tight fit. So I don't want it to be really pulled down on, but since it's so tight up there and nice, and I'll just adjust it just a little bit to my liking, it's very comfortable, and I have a little bit less stress about it. for when you want to start out the season with your beard also, I do recommend that you take it to a stylist if you want to put a little bit more curl in. But again, only after you've let this fall down for a while and kind of let it set out and get to the temperature, the room temperature, and kind of get the frizz. A lot of guys also ask about wanting to try and whiten your beard. You know, this is one of Maggie Zhang's beards, and you know, this is all natural color from the yak. You're never really going to get it whitened enough to your liking, but if you do, there are products out there like shimmering whites and things like that. I've never had a personally really solid experience with them, a good one I should say, but if you do want to try and whiten it up, knock your socks off. Again, let it fall down, go ahead, adjust it, curl it, style it if you want, or take it to a stylist even if you want, and they'll also be able to help. But that's my tips for designer beard care and maintenance, and I hope you all have a Merry Christmas.